Good morning, students. Welcome back to the learning of English. Today, we are going to take up a chapter from Real English Coursebook, chapter number 13. The name of the chapter is Bonku Babu. In this video, we will read aloud the story together. So please take your Real English course book, flip the pages and turn to the contents page. We are going to put a small tick mark on this chapter today. Chapter number 13, Bonku Babu. It is written by Satyajit Ray. This story is on page number 94. Let's turn our page to number 94. Chapter 13, Bonku Babu. Let's read the chapter. I will read it slowly, and you also read in your mind along with me. No one had ever seen Bonku Babu get angry. He was a teacher at the Kankurgachi Primary School. Every year, a new batch of students came to be taught, but old or new. The tradition of teasing poor Bonku Babu continued among the students. Bonku Babu did not get upset by any of this. Only sometimes he would clear his throat and say, "Shame on you, children." Bonku Babu also went to the lawyer, Shripati Majumdar's house on weekends. The lawyer was an important man and liked to collect as many people around him as possible. It made him feel very important. However, even here, nearly everybody poked fun at Bonku Babu. Sometimes his umbrella or his shoes would be hidden, or he would be forced to sing. Reading till here would have given you the idea that the name of the story, Bonku Babu, is actually name of the main character in the story. This character of Bonku Babu is a primary school teacher, and he is always teased by everyone, whether children, his friends, or elders. He would not get upset or react too much. No one had seen him get angry at any time. During weekends, as you can observe the picture, Bonku Babu would go to his friend's house. All his friends would collect there, and they would make him feel very important by making fun out of him. They would hide his umbrellas or shoes or forced him to sing. This is what they used to do when all of them got together. So Bonko Babu was teased every time, everywhere. Let's move forward with the story. On one particular day, the topic of conversation was satellites. After a few minutes of such conversation, Chanti Babu declared, "You can say what you like, but I don't think we should waste our time worrying about satellites." "All right," said Nidhi Babu. "Of course, it is a human achievement to build a satellite. But let's talk of something else. What about a rocket? That is more important, isn't it?" Chanti Babu wrinkled his nose. "What good is a rocket? Of course, if one was made here and was to take off from the Maidan nearby, then we could all go and buy tickets to watch the show." "Well, then that would be nice. But you are right," Ram Kanai agreed. "Rockets have no meaning for us here." Bhairav Chakravarti spoke up. "Suppose some creature from a different planet arrived on Earth." The others all dismissed this idea. No one would come near, and even if they did, you and I would never be able to see it. Everyone quietly sipped their tea for a few minutes. Suddenly, Bonku Babu cleared his throat and said gently, "Suppose, suppose they came here." Nidhi Babu, Chandi Babu, and the others all pretended to be amazed. "Hey, Pankam said something." "What did you say, Pankam? What's coming? And from where?" Bonku Babu repeated his words, his tone still gentle. "Suppose someone from a different planet came here." At this, Bhairav Chakravarti laughed loudly and said, "What a thing to say! Why would a creature from other planet land here? Why not in Moscow or London or even Calcutta? Maybe aliens would come to a place like this to take away a specimen like Bonku Babu, suggested Chandi Babu. Nidhi Babu added, Indeed, Pankam is ideal specimen to keep in the museum or the zoo. Bonku Babu did not reply, but stood up at once. It's getting late, and I have some work at home. Namaskar. Though the others tried to stop him, he insisted on leaving at once. He would not stay to be laughed at any more that night. Bonku Babu saw the strange light when he was about halfway through the bamboo grove, which was a little used shortcut to his home. Though he could not immediately put his finger on it, he was aware that something was unusual about that night. Suddenly he realized that he could not hear any of the sounds he normally heard at night. The sound of the crickets and the other insects buzzing around. Puzzled, he walked on, only to see that in a clearing near the pond, there was glowing pink light shining on every leaf and branch. As he moved forward, an object like a giant glass bowl turned upside down came into view. What could it be? The strange object seemed to cover the pond completely. Not even in a dream had Bonku Babu seen such a strange sight. There was also a steady humming sound all around. As he stood and stared, he noticed that the glass mound seemed to be rising and falling, exactly as one's chest moves while breathing. He stepped forward to get a better look. But suddenly, he felt as if an electric current passed through his body. His hands and feet seemed to be tied with an invisible rope, so that he could not move either forward or backward. Bonku Babu, standing stiffly on the same spot, suddenly noticed that the object gradually stopped breathing. The humming sound also stopped. A second later, a voice spoke, shattering the silence. It sounded human, but was extraordinarily thin. Millipede ping crook, millipede ping crook, it said loudly. So this was the first part of the story of Bonku Babu. The next part of the story will be continued later. This story gives us an overview about the character Bonku Babu, the way he is teased, his mannerisms, his behavior, his talk with his friends, the way in which his friends teased him. And towards the end, we come to know that his idea of meeting a strange creature from a different planet, like an alien, was about to come true. Now, whether he meets an alien or not is continued in the next lesson. But we come to know that there is a strange giant glass bowl which is glowing pink light has come into Bonku Babu's view. And due to this giant glass bowl, Bonku Babu is astonished, surprised, and freezed, as if he is tied with something very invisible. Bonku Babu is in a state of a shock. What he had thought while talking with his friends is now nearing to come true. And this strange creature, this strange giant glass bowl, has also started to talk and is taking out light and sound. It looks to him as if this glass bowl is breathing, moving up and down. Except for the sound from this giant bowl, Bonku Babu is not able to hear any other sounds which he normally does while passing from this short path towards his home. No sounds of crickets and no sounds of the insects. So this is the chapter, the first part of Bonku Babu. What happens next will be seen in the other part of the lesson. I hope it was fun reading. Reading aloud will help you to pronounce the words correctly and slowly. I hope you enjoyed reading the chapter along with me. This was the first part of the chapter. This week we'll be dealing with chapter Bonku Babu. Thank you for watching the video. You can subscribe to the channel on the YouTube. You can follow the playlist to watch all the videos, the previous ones as well as the new ones. Stay safe and keep learning.